Hey everybody, and today I'm going to be doing a debunked video, and if you don't know what that is, that's when someone makes a video of a video that they react to that they don't like, and point out things that they don't like, basically. And maybe you know that I love Legos, as you've seen on my stop motions videos. I love Lego, and one of those things I love about Lego is Lego games. What I love about them is the nostalgic feeling, the funness, the playable characters, the story, the colorfulness of every game they make. The games are amazing. And Watch Mojo, if you don't know, makes top 10 videos. They've been doing that for a very long time, and they decided to. They also have this other channel called Mojo's Plays. I'm pretty sure it's like a gaming channel or whatever. And they made a top 10 worst Lego games ever. And I didn't like this video because they were just trashing Lego games instead of actually. I don't really feel like they had an opinion. All what I said is just my opinion, and if you like this list, that's fine. But sorry if you see notifications or if you hear background noise. So let's just point out everything I don't like about this video as I watch it. Ugh. Sometimes my YouTube's slow. Okay, here we go.
My name is Ty with Mojo Plays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 worst Lego games.
The way he says that, it's just, I don't know, it's like he's forcing it into the script.
Much as we enjoy the Lego video games, like any other IP, not every game is a home run, or in this case, a beautifully built bundle of bricks.
Yeah, I mean, not every game is going to be on people's top tier list, but I feel like it's kind of cliche to say that.
With the amount of flaws these games possess, we'd much rather step on a pile of Legos. Or 5. Did any of these titles disappoint you? What's the worst Lego game you've ever played? Share your dismay with us in the comments below.
Now, I don't hate any Lego game. I mean, there's been a few I'm like, they're not my favorite, but like I certainly don't hate them at all.
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to
Like,
be
comment,
notified
and
about our
subscribe.
latest videos. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Okay, so now, I love Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. It's not my favorite out of the Star Wars games, but when I pre-ordered this game and got it, I had tons of great memories. Me and my sister, we spent an entire day just playing it because we loved it. And, yeah.
What made the other two movie-based Lego Star Wars games so enjoyable was how they managed to tell the stories of all 6 movies in a way that felt coherent while utilizing lighthearted humor. So what about an entire game based on one movie? Not so much.
First off, they did half of the Return of the Jedi. And plus, the game is literally just about The Force Awakens. It's not the Skywalker Saga game. This is literally just part of one game. It's not the entire saga, just one game. Into having one prequel, which shows Return of the Jedi, to then have you figure out where it all goes next.
The Force Awakens triples the length of the 2-hour flick with poor pacing, an interesting level design, and open-world gameplay that feels bloated and monotonous. The Force is...
How can he say such words like that when, like, you can build, you can have creative building, you can mix it up a bit and choose different builds in this when you're playing the levels. And I just, no. I think it's creative.
Has been stronger in previous games, and throwing in arbitrary shooting gallery segments isn't going to strengthen it. It's a real shame how this turned out, especially when the opening was so strong.
What opening, though? You have to be more specific. Like, you mean you open in where you actually play Return of the Jedi, or you just don't like The Force Awakens? If you don't like The Force Awakens, that's fine. Or if you don't like this game, that's fine.
LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Okay, let's jump.
Okay, this game is... I mean, I wasn't really into the story of this game, but I certainly love its step up in this game. Because, like, it steps up on, like, levels, hub worlds, open world. Like, you can travel to Xandar, you can travel to Wakanda, you can just go and, like, you can go to space in this game. Like, what else could you ask for? And you can play as tons of categories full of characters, but let's see what they have to say.
As soon as we're low enough. The first LEGO Marvel Superheroes was special in that it was the first LEGO game to feature DC Comics' competitor. On top of that, it managed to provide an experience that celebrated Marvel's greatest heroes and villains. Its sequel, on the other hand, was far from spectacular.
Yeah, of course people love the first game. That was a really step up after LEGO Batman 2.
Does absolutely nothing special with the LEGO formula in terms of mechanics, resulting in tedious gameplay that makes the entire experience forgettable.
How is it forgettable at all? Like, seriously.
The only thing this game could be remembered for is its painfully bad story.
Your might is unsurpassable, my king.
Oh, I like that. Say it again.
Now, I think the story was a bit slow to follow. But I always felt engaged enough to keep on playing the game, where I felt I was having a good time.
Seriously, does there really have to be a smarmy comment every other sentence? The Guardians of the Galaxy deserved better than this buggy, broken mess. The way we got
Broken mess? How can you say that? This game is not broken at all. They found a way to change other things they did in other LEGO Marvel games. How is that broken? They knew what they were doing to make other things different for a LEGO game. So how are you going to say it's broken? It's not broken. Like, that's not fact. That's just straight up nonsense.
gotta get there and warn them. Why do we gotta help them? Because we're the Guardians of the Galaxy. Every
Oops,
day, I die over and over again. LEGO Battles.
Now, I've never played this game. I played like the Ninjago version of it, and it's not bad. It was alright. It was not that bad. But I've never played this game, so let's see what they have to say.
Honestly, we'd jump on board with the real-time strategy LEGO game. How many times did we mix our medieval sets with aliens or send SpongeBob and Darth Vader to Hogwarts? While we did see this idea come to fruition on the Nintendo DS, it floundered in the worst ways imaginable. LEGO
Oh, how so?
Battles was way more buggy than most LEGO games were, especially the ones made on DS. To make matters worse, the controls were abysmal, the difficulty is almost non-existent, and the game fails to evolve anywhere past baby's first Age of Empires. We'd
Wow, that's some insult.
certainly like to see this concept return with improvements made, but after a dreadful Ninjago spin-off, LEGO Battles may never return again.
Like, this video is gonna help encourage LEGO. Apparently not.
LEGO Worlds.
No, I've never played this game. It kind of looks like a Minecraft version of LEGO, but I think you can have kids do creative things with it because of the concept of it.
Minecraft in LEGO form is like putting a hat on a hat. Nothing is taken away, but nothing is improved either. LEGO Worlds is the inverse of that, in that it's LEGO.
But this isn't Minecraft. Minecraft is where you have blocks and other tools to build and express the way of learning to build. And this can probably do the same thing too, but with LEGO, but differently with builds.
In Minecraft form. Like the former, nothing is really gained. Unlike the former, whatever time you spend playing it is lost forever. In other words, you have nothing to gain but everything to lose. LEGO Worlds tasks you with exploring different, underwhelming themed worlds that are littered with nothing but fetch quests, adding to the frustration.
How can it be a fetch quest when you can already build tons of things in this game?
Are the awkward controls that make moving and building feel like an arduous chore. We can appreciate the experimentation, but why was this made if the gameplay never goes beyond its core concept? You gotta give your player more to do besides building assets and gathering resources.
Well, that's what the whole game's supposed to be about. It's supposed to build. It's not really... It's gonna be all bigger than others, in my opinion.
Getting to grips with the Discovery tool is the first step on your journey to becoming a master builder.
Lego Rock Band.
Now, this is an old game that I wanted to play when I was little, but yeah, I couldn't because it just wasn't really popular. I think this game's underrated. It's basically Guitar Hero, but with Lego, which I find neat. I've watched some clips of it, but yeah, seems fine.
Speaking of pointless endeavors, remember Lego Rock Band? If not, we wouldn't blame you, as this entire game was forgettable from start to finish. For starters, there was nothing...
Yeah, because it's like overshadowed by other Lego games. So no wonder it's underrated.
About it that made it a Lego game outside of visuals. There was no interesting twist, no new gameplay mechanic, just Lego people jamming out. As for the...
No new game mechanic, it's literally playing Guitar Hero, and like running around collecting coins and characters. That's completely different in this game.
The set list, it's kind of a jumbled mess of styles. How exactly do you go from peppy artists like Elton John and Bon Jovi to something depressing like Korn in the All-American Rejects? Sure.
How is this depressing? Like, it's literally a game of rocking out.
Sure, the songs chosen were great, but the selected songs simply don't mesh together. In hindsight, Lego probably would have worked better under the Guitar Hero name instead. The Lego Movie video game.
No, I've played this game before. I think it has creative levels, a cool character roster. I only have like a few nitpicks. That it's not much to do in the open world, and I wish they had Michelangelo in that game. But it's hard to get characters like that in a game centered around Lego. And this isn't my favorite game, but I certainly do remember it. You're probably thinking I just want to have childhood as an excuse to not like this video. Well, this game is supposed to be fun, and I don't want people to be angry just because of little Lego games. I don't want encouraging negativity. That's literally it. That's why I don't like this video.
Unsurprising to see a game based on a movie made it on the list, and how unfortunate that it's the one based on the Lego movie. Really, with all that TT Games has done with the license, this should have been a shoo-in for success. Alas...
Well, the movie made success, so why wouldn't they make a game to make it more successful?
It ended up butchering everything that made the movie great. Firstly, the story is rushed and removes all character development and key moments featured.
How would they ruin it? They already have it all in there. The movie, and combined it with the game.
In the movie, TT Games isn't even given any room to inject their own humor into the storyline, instead opting to reuse footage from the movie. Overall...
Well, it takes a lot to make a game, so... And plus, this is a movie-based game, so they're not going to spend hours and hours just making cutscenes after cutscenes of, like, that. So, why wouldn't they reuse footage of a movie that's literally based on Lego?
Well, it's just one repetitive and lazy package. Just go watch the film. You'll get more entertainment than playing this. Oh, and the sequel?
Just, no. I'm not buying that. Movies, I really like the Lego movie, one of my favorite movies, but I feel like that's just lowering down people's expectations more.
It's pretty much a rehashed version of Lego Worlds.
I remember playing Lego Movie 2 game, and I don't remember really doing that stuff. They had some, I'm pretty sure they just made a few things similar, because Lego games kind of have a formula of having similarities.
Indiana Jones 2, The Adventure Continues.
No, I did like Indiana Jones 2. It's not as good as the first one, but I used to play this game a lot with my sister, and we had a great time. I remember first playing this with my cousin, and he wasn't really into it, but I really did like the game. I mean, if you don't like this game, but I just feel like this video is not really having an opinion. I feel like they're just looking for the lesser popular LEGO games and slamming it together into one video, just to get as many views as they can.
What makes LEGO Indy 2 so painful is that we already had a LEGO Indy game the year before.
How was it painful? Why wouldn't we want a sequel? It would be fun. If you just don't like that, then whatever.
So why on earth does this one exist? Simply because
It exists to have all 4 indie movies. To make it into one game.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Of course, leave it to the worst movie in the entire franchise to destroy.
It's kind of cliche to say. If you don't like Indy 4, that's fine. But like seriously, like I feel like it's just known as the worst Indiana Jones movie.
A whole game. Even with an editor that isn't as customizable as one would hope, there wasn't enough to justify the price tag here. The pacing made things go stale real quick, and completing the game was way too easy compared to other LEGO games.
Well, other LEGO games are easy as well. They're a little bit challenging for sure. Some are challenging, but LEGO games aren't supposed to be really hard. That's what they're known for.
On top of that, the stories weren't as properly conveyed as the first game. Really, how do you open Raiders of the Lost Ark without the temple and boulder chase?
No, I agree with that, but I agree like that they should have added there. But I honestly think there's so much in this game where it's kind of hard to make the game longer, in my opinion.
We're just gonna skip all that and go straight to Marion? Are you serious right now? All in all,
This game's like 12 years old, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But like, it's not like it's gonna be all relevant now. They can make way more Indiana Jones things if they wanted to, since Indy 5 is gonna be coming out, hopefully.
it feels like this game was only made for the sake of more money. Adventure has a name,
Oh, that's what money does.
but it's certainly not this.
Whoops, ad.
LEGO Marvel's Avengers.
Now, I had a good time with this game as well. I got it for Christmas, and yeah, I mean, I had a few nitpicks, but I feel like this is a solid game. It's not the best out of all the 2 LEGO Marvel movies, but, I mean, games, I meant, sorry. Wow, epic.
Compared to LEGO Marvel's Superheroes 2, this is arguably the more offensive. LEGO Marvel's Avengers attempts to combine
How, though?
both the 2012 film and its sequel, Age of Ultron, into one mashed up story.
Well, they added other stuff too, like for the Dark World, Iron Man 3.
And it failed. Miserably. The game somehow managed.
How are you gonna say miserably? This game could have been liked by kids. It could be liked by anybody. There's another YouTuber who played this game, and he had a great time playing this game. So why are you gonna say it went out miserable? Because he read a few articles and the people who didn't like this game?
Managed to make both stories an incoherent mess while bloating the open world gameplay with tedious, uninspiring quests. What's more frustrating is the abysmal sound design.
If we can't control the Tesseract's energy, there may not be.
That is archive sound. They used archive sound of footage from the games, and some of the other stuff they used. They actually did get voice actors. If you look on the IMDb for this game.
A minimum safe distance.
I need you to make sure the Phase 2 prototypes are shipped out.
Yes, sir.
Some lines are ripped straight from the movie and used as combat dialogue for reasons, I guess. And the sound mixing is
They
so
use combat because it's a Marvel game. Why wouldn't there be combat?
awful that it's almost like everyone is mumbling their lines. Had this waited
How
until
are they mumbling it? They're adding it in the game. where they're having characters talk. It's not mumbling at all.
Infinity War or Endgame, we could have had a really great game that celebrated the MCU.
Endgame Infinity War came out before this came out. Wait, no. This game came out before those two movies came out.
And it's not incredible either.
I did play this game. I really like getting all the Pixar characters. I like how this game explores Lego in a different way. Like, have Disney characters of Pixar characters, which I found creative.
Syndrome! Your nemesis! Oh, brilliant.
My God, where do we even start with this one?
Oh boy.
Just being attached to the Incredibles name gave this game promise, but it turned out this one wore a cape at the wrong time.
What time?
First off, you're forced to play through The Incredibles 2 before you can play the first movie.
Well, this was supposed to promote Incredibles 2. And maybe they were just trying to have players figure it all out who has probably not seen the movies, but it's supposed to show what happened before what happened after, to then go to the first movie.
Yeah, because that makes sense from a narrative standpoint. Then there's the insanely repetitive mission structure and loot box-esque unlock.
Well, they do that for other games. They do a lot of repetitive things. Lego games have a formula. Why is this specifically repetitive? There's a lot of repetitive Lego games.
Unlockables. Worst of all, significant plot points of the first movie are completely rewritten for the sake of fitting.
No, they didn't. They did a few things different. No one's gonna be perfect at re-envisioning a movie into a game. There's beyond to be errors. Not everything's perfect, though.
In the series formula, Gazer Beam's no longer dead. No, he's just some guy who disappeared in a cave.
Who are you?
I bet.
What are you doing here? Gazer Beam, you're alive. Man, I was worried about you.
Look, if you weren't going to be faithful to the
Oh,
source
why not give him
material,
more character?
1-to-1 ratio, why even bother? Why couldn't this have just been a collection of Pixar movies adapted into the Lego formula? That would have worked
That would be a lot of work, though.
way better. Lego Island 2, The Brickster's Revenge.
I never played Lego Island games, but let's see. What does it say?
What even happened here? What made the
What
original
did?
Lego Island so memorable were the various entertaining minigames, multiple playable characters, and the overall goofy charm.
Looks multiple
Lego
characters
Island
are
2
made.
is completely void of any of that. Now, we could stand having to play as Pepper and only Pepper, but boring minigames, annoying sound design, and a terrible PlayStation port made this game unbearable. The least they could have done
Unbearable?
was
Those are
inject
some
some
strong
personality into
words,
its
though.
characters, and yet all we got were stiff animations, weird voice acting, and lazy writing. Lego
Like you played
Island
it.
deserved far better than this.
Oh, what does it deserve?
Check out these other great clips from Mojo Plays, and be sure to subscribe.
Okay, so that's it. Okay, so this is more of my opinions and points I like to make, because I don't really feel like this is a good video. This, shows, even this video, I want to make a point out. They actually show Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 on their thumbnail. Why are you going to say Lego Marvel Superheroes is 2 or is one of the worst games when you're literally going to use it on your best Lego games thumbnail? Okay, don't go after this video, whoever narrated this, please don't. This is just my opinion. If you watch this, I don't know what you think, but I personally just don't like this. And they're like, oh, we're fine if you like this game or not. But I feel like they're just using harsh words as a way to get people's attention. This video came out a day ago. So, yeah, that's my debunked on, this video. So, yes. Goodbye.